Hello and welcome to Team DSI's Advanced Leadership Webinar. Today is Wednesday, June 7th, and I want to acknowledge you for being one of the advanced leaders. My name is Jared Krebs. You know me. My wife, Crystal, we've been with USANA for a long time. We're Emerald Directors, but today's call is about you. Today's call is to acknowledge you and thank you for being one of the best leaders on our team. We want to give extra training to the people who do their weekly action plan, the people who plan out their volume every week, the people who plan their work and work their plan. Not everybody gets to be on this call. It's a privilege to be on this call because today you're going to learn some advanced strategies, some advanced mindset from one of the very best in USANA. And before I bring him on, I just want to remind you all that amateurs sell products, but professionals sell the vision. So I want to encourage you to keep selling everything that USANA has to offer, the vision of USANA, not just USANA products. That's like putting the cart before the horse. So I'm really proud of you for sharing the vision because that's what's going to make people stick. That's what's going to make your business grow the fastest. And just always remember that amateurs sell products, but professionals sell the vision. Okay, so let's get right into the training. I have the honor and privilege to introduce Mr. Andre Gordon, Emerald Director in USANA. He's one of the fastest people to make Emerald in probably, I don't know how, in the last few years of the United States market. Very few have grown as fast as Andre. I originally met Andre at one of the USANA conventions, and he was already making all kinds of waves and making all kinds of action and activity and getting recognized by corporate. And I just really admired how fast he was growing. And when Andre decided that he was going to go from Ruby to Emerald, I still remember that conversation. We were out in the executive luncheon, and he's like, yeah, we're planning an Emerald run. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I've been Ruby for 9 years. I've got to go Emerald too. So Andre, thank you for encouraging me to go Emerald, because the fact that you went Emerald is what inspired me to go Emerald. And I look up to you. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for taking time out of your day, out of your busy schedule to share your story. We have a line of our best leaders on who want to hear, what was USANA like for you? What was it like before you started? What was it like when you got introduced to USANA? And what were the things that you overcame? What were some of your challenges? What was the biggest things to overcome? And what is your life like today, thanks to USANA? So Andre, thank you again for being on the call. The floor is yours. We are excited to learn your story.
Well, first of all, thank you, Jared, for having me on the call. And I want to just start off by saying one thing. I think that it's really easy to take for granted when you have a great leader. And you guys have an unbelievable leader in leadership with Jared and Crystal and Viola. Your whole family has really just set the bar so high. And I've spent all my time with you, Jared and Randy, and you guys care so deeply and never take for granted what you guys have here. I've done a lot of calls, a lot of trainings for a lot of different teams, and this is probably one of the best, hardest working, most heart-filled organizations that I've come across in USANA. So congratulations to you all for being a part of a great organization and just really revel in that. But yeah, so give me one second. Let me get some notes out here. Okay. Now, I would say for my life before USANA was very interesting. I worked at Universal Studios Hollywood, and I played the Nutty Professor. I did the voice of Donkey. I hosted Fear Factor Live. I did what a lot of people would think, some really fun and cool stuff. And I just, I was excited to go and really just take part in what I thought was an acceptance of what my dream was. My dream was really to do TV and film, right? So I'm there every day. I'm not in the office, and I'm thinking I'm doing a great thing. I was 22 years old when I got to Los Angeles. And I will tell you, before I even worked at Universal, I was broke. I slept on the couch of my buddy Nick Puga. Um, it wasn't even his couch. It was the couch in a room that we were both allowed to stay at that belonged to his brother. We ate the salsa from Mexican restaurants and chips, and then we would leave promptly after. We tried to often buy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but we'd split the peanut butter and the jelly and then the bread on two different cards, and we would get declined for that. I mean, it was rough, guys. When I say that we had it rough, we had it rough. But we really, really wanted to pursue this acting game and being in entertainment. But about 24 hours before my first child was born, I would say leading up to that moment, a couple weeks before that, I was praying to God for something else to do that would make me less reliant on just Universal and my auditions and hoping that I would book a gig. Well, I didn't get the answer. There was no answer. Nothing showed up. And the day before my daughter was born, I quit working at Universal. I said to myself, my child's life is worth more than an hourly wage, and I don't want to miss anything as she grows up. I don't want to miss anything. And I was making $20 an hour, but I thought to myself, an hour of my life is worth more than $20. So how am I going to teach her that her life is as valuable if I don't make the same type of step? So I resigned from Universal. And talk about pressure, guys. Talk about like not having things figured out, but just having faith and just having vision. My wife was due the next day. She was at home. A baby was coming into this world. I just left my job. This was crazy. This was crazy. But I just knew there was no upward mobility, and I wanted something that I could grow into and expand. So I left and lived off of savings, and I enjoyed every moment of the struggle of trying to figure out where the next dollar would come from. And lo and behold, things started opening up for me. As soon as I took the leap, things opened up. I started booking more commercials, doing more TV shows, directing movies, and that still, though, wasn't enough. Because that's not year-round. That's seasonal. Acting is seasonal. There's a whole season when there's no acting happening. So I had a real issue to figure out. And my life before was just uncertainty and questions and trying to figure out what's going to happen. Then my friend Nick Puga, we had grown up together, right? We'd gone through middle school, high school, college, in LA, stayed with each other. He came to me and he said, Andre, I think you should take a look at USANA. And I said, nah, man, I can't do it. Please don't be one of those guys that sells me on something, that tries to get me on a product. Just, I wouldn't appreciate it. Just please don't. So I ignored him. And I was overweight and I really needed to look at this, but I ignored him anyway. And this is one of the lessons that I learned from that. We prayed for the answer and we had the answer in front of us, but because it doesn't look like what we want it to look like, we don't accept it. So I encourage you, number one, to be able to open your perspective, to see that sometimes the answer to the question does not always look how we want it to. It looks how we need it to. Now, people oftentimes, as Jim Rohn says, let little things cheat them out of big opportunity. But I was nervous, man. He said, yeah, here's a deal. Check it out. I didn't. For 6 weeks in a row, Jared, 6 weeks, he asked me every single week to check out USANA. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like, oh, I don't want to bother my friend. I don't want to bother my friend. It's going to be really annoying. I am grateful, forever grateful, that he bothered me and wore me down. Because 6 weeks later, I joined his business. I finally just said, okay. He didn't even give me a presentation. He just kept asking, and I was tired of hearing him ask. So I said, dude, okay, I'll check it out. I'll do it. Just how much? And I couldn't believe it. I was like, for For vitamins? You want me to spend that much on vitamins? Forget about it. And then he just wore me down some more. And I just, okay, I split my initial on 2 separate credit cards. Because you know what? I trusted Nick, and I had a vision for myself that was bigger than where I was. So I'll just recap so far. Before USANA, struggling, wanting to make things work, had no answer, prayed for it. USANA came into my life. I ignored it. Then finally, I listened 6 weeks later, and now I'm in, right? And I have this thing about me is when I start something, I got to finish it. I got to do it to my best of my ability. I feel like that's our calling. So I started USANA like a house of fire. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to present. I didn't know the product line. I didn't know what was in what. I didn't know how many IUs or EUs were in vitamin D. I knew nothing. All I knew was that the reset was great. The products were great. I was feeling great. And I was going to tell everybody that I knew about it. So that's the second thing I want you to take down as a note. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know anything other than where you want to go and why you started. If people can hear where you're going, why you started, and you can make the promise clear, as Jim Rohn says, there is a promise to pay. But if you make the promise clear, the price is easy. If the promise is not clear, the price is too steep. So what I worked on was just making my promise really refined so that the price I was asking people to pay was not too steep. People will pay if they can see. So here I am in USANA, just sharing the vision that I have of actors all over California having freedom to pursue their passion, of sharing mothers being able to stay home with their kids, of fathers being able to tuck their kids in at night and wake up with their kids in the morning. I'm just sharing this vision that I had. And lo and behold, before I knew it, I was making $1,000 a week. So as I went through USANA, guys, I just kept setting my sights higher. I know some people have said, like, oh, you know what? I just want to have a really solid director business or a really solid achiever business, or I just want to be a solid goal director. I admire all of those things. But I'm just going to tell you, for me, my goal, I did not join USANA to be a ruby or even an emerald. I joined because I wanted to become an influencer, a difference maker, and a diamond director. I wanted to be the best at what I do. I felt like when Apple Computers started, they didn't say, I just want to sell a few computers a week, just enough to get by. No, they wanted to revolutionize the industry. I dream big. So I've set this bar for myself that is so high that I am forced to continually to grow and expand, to search out new knowledge in order to get to where I'm at. So once I hit Emerald, and I'm Emerald now, and funny enough, guys, my 5th year anniversary for Nanette and I being in USANA is on Saturday. I had a goal of, by 5 years, being Diamond. So this year I have to do it. This year I've got to make it happen. And I'm not saying that it will or that it won't. I'm saying I've got to leave it all on the table. I've got to give it my best. And now my vision is having 1 million people in my downline, because that means that I would have touched 1 million families. And now, because of USANA, because I've put the time in, because I've overcome the obstacles, such as people dropping out, such as losing gold directors. I've lost gold directors for my business as of, this year. You hit Emerald, things are great. Your residual checks are coming in with commas. Being in the comma club is a beautiful thing. And then you lose. I lost 11 people. 11 people on 200 auto order. 11. That is painful. And most people would quit. I won't quit. I refuse. All I know is I got to retool. I know that when the Miami Heat lost LeBron James, they retooled. When the Chicago Bulls lost Michael Jordan, they retooled. The Miami Heat lost LeBron James, and they just lost Dwayne Wade. They didn't fold up the tent and go home. They said, no, we're going to redraft. That's what I'm doing. And I'm having so much fun because that's the ebb and the flow of the business. So life is not always beautiful in business. Sometimes it's difficult. And losing that many people is difficult. But that's when I felt like I was really in business, because I was starting to make some noise, make a difference, standing for something. So find your vision, stand for something, withstand the adversity, withstand the hurricane, withstand the trials and tribulations, and have your vision so clear that you can't help but jump out of bed in the morning, no matter what the circumstance may be, going forward towards that goal. It's 10:18 on a Tuesday. I'm sitting at the Children's Hunger Fund with my family, and I can do this because of USANA. I have choices. Next week, we're moving to Miami. I don't have to be in California anymore pursuing acting to make a living. We're moving to Miami to be by family. I've chosen, I don't know if you guys even know this, I've chosen to partner with this Christian school teaching kids how to make movies, teaching kids how to act, teaching kids how to become better in entertainment so that I can change the industry with good people. I can choose to do that now. This is the thing. USANA gives you choices, but you got to put in the work. So where am I going now? I'm going to Diamond. And then Nanette and I are going to change the world. That's it.
Andre, what an amazing story. I love everything you said, especially about overcoming the challenges. I love the analogy of redrafting because that is what sports teams do every single year. They're always drafting new talent. And that's such a great analogy. I love that you said that. Thank you for your transparency as well, as far as, letting us know, hey, it wasn't easy. And you did have, people drop out, even a gold director and losing 2,000 volume points of auto orders. I mean, that's significant. And you just keep redrafting, you keep building. It's just the best analogy, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's so exciting to hear that you're able to move to Miami with your USANA residual income and be able to pursue acting from over there, changing lives of the kids, and building a new team out there in Florida. So now you'll have a team on the West Coast and on the East Coast.
Oh, I am so excited about growing my team all over the country. I'm excited about being in a new market. I'm excited about being closer to my parents, to be able to cultivate that relationship with them and their grandkids. And I want to touch on one thing. When my first gold director left, and I'm telling you guys right now, it will happen. People will leave your business for sure, because some don't stay. Just jot that down, Jim Rohn. When that first happened, I was so heartbroken. I took it so personal. I was upset. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Why would someone leave my organization? I can't believe they would do this. I can't believe they would take other people with them. But then I realized again, nothing happens to you. It only happens for you. And the energy that leaves makes room for the new energy to come in. The people who want to leave that are still in your business are clutter. And if there's clutter, there's no room for blessings. So allow people who want to leave to walk out. Don't hang on to them. That's a waste of your energy. Spend your energy planting seeds, because those seeds will grow, as opposed to hanging on to weeds. And so you can't revive a weed. A weed just sits over the garden, but you can plant a seed. And that's what I have to get better at.
Ooh, man, I love that. Don't revive weeds, just keep planting seeds.
Yes.
Awesome. So, all right, team. So now's your chance to ask Mr. Gordon any specific questions you have. And just go ahead and chat or let us know and we can unmute you. We only have about 5 to 6 more minutes with Mr. Gordon right now. So who has a question? And while people are formulating their questions out, Andre, I want to ask, what was the toughest moment you had to overcome in your business? Was it the loss of the gold director, or was there something even harder than that?
Yeah. Well, I'm a very I'm an open guy, but I'm very clear what my vision is. And if it's not in line with my vision, then I don't want to take time to waste on it.
Hmm.
And I'm also, when it comes to my family, I don't really compromise what I'm going to do or say. And
Hmm.
this particular person in my business, they felt that, I guess, the way that I handled myself in regards to my vision and not being willing to compromise was not in line with them. So it was like a personal attack. I think the way that I felt it was personal was hard for me because I'm the people's champ. I want people to love me. I want to be a part of the people. So when a person thinks that I'm something that I'm not, it was very difficult. But I just learned you can't control what someone thinks. You can only control what you do. And act in such a way that if people think that you're doing one thing or another thing, it won't be in a line. It won't make sense. So the biggest lesson I had, the hardest thing I had to learn was it doesn't matter what people think. There are some people committed to misunderstanding you. There are some people committed to not hearing your presentation. There's some people committed to not joining your business. There's some people committed to watching you fail, but that's okay. You've got to commit to your vision more so than they're committed to seeing you in the way that they've chosen to. That was my biggest lesson.
Wow, I love it. We have a question from Top Silver Director Renee Martinez. Dad, could you unmute Renee?
Go ahead, Renee.
Andre, can you hear me?
Hey, Renee, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, brother? Thanks so much for being on our Wednesday webinar, uh, advanced team training. I have a couple questions about, first of all, I know whenever you find somebody that you're going to share the opportunity with, how do you do it? Do you tell them your vision? Do you talk about your vision first? Do you send them a video? Do you tell them your USANA story? Like, what's your process that you do?
Okay, let me ask you a question, Renee. What type of personality quadrant do you think I fall into most?
Mm, I think I missed the part where were you talking about personality
Yeah, I'm
quadrant?
asking you. What personality quadrant do you think I fall into most? I'm getting some
I don't
feedback.
know. I haven't really thought about that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. For me talking to you in like 10 seconds, I feel like you to me seem like a motivated, a promoter, a shark, somebody who's got goals, who wants to make money, who is driven. And I could be wrong. You've only said like five words to me, but in that little bit, I feel like that's how I see you. So there's two things. Number one, the first thing I did in my new conversation with you was ask you a question. Asking a question is the key to controlling a conversation. Number two, I would find out what quadrant, what personality trait does the person I'm talking to fall into. Once I figure that out, then I know what type of information to send them. If they are,
Okay, so once you know if they want products, business, or vision or family, then that's what you'll talk to them about.
correct. Now, with everybody, I send them the this is you saw in the video. And then there's different quadrants, different videos from my team. So sharks, we have like a compensation plan video and some testimonials about the income and travel. Some dolphins, we've made a team video that's really fun and upbeat, still going over the USANA lifestyle, but it's more fun and group aspected. For the urchins, we send them the invisible miracles and the quality guarantee, the quality manufacturing videos. For the Save the World people, for the whales, we send them information on True Health Foundation and Children's Hunger Fund. And once I figure is what their soft spot is, what their the keyhole per se, I'll talk to them about that perspective and how that's applied to me. So if you notice on my social media, even if you look today, I do nutrition posts for those people interested in that. I do inspirational posts for people that like lead the vision. I do some reward and successory posts for the sharks. And today I did my Children's Hunger Fund post for the whales. So I like to first project myself towards every single quadrant. And then once I talk to you, identify which quadrant you fall into and steer the conversation that way.
Okay, so you don't lead with anything. You read.
That's right. The biggest advice I would give you is to become a student of people. Become a detective. Learn people. If you learn and you listen and you figure out where people fall, that's going to be the fastest way to grow your business because you'll know how to talk to them.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we have time for one more question. We got Daniel, Jared, or Randy and Viola. Who wants to ask the last question?
I have some time, so if you want me to ask those 4 questions, that's fine. Don't feel like you have to rush.
Oh no, they're not 4 questions. Those are the 4 people that are left on the webinar right now.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
yes. So who's it gonna be?
I'll go ahead. Excellent job, Andre. This is Randy. Yeah, this is one of the recordings I'm going to listen to over and over. Your story is very powerful, and your nuggets are, I've picked up a lot more. Even though I've heard you speak before, every time I pick up more and more. So thank you.
The personality type is powerful on reading the person, so you know where to go with them. That's great.
Where did you get your personality trait quadrants from? Because I'm familiar with Danny Johnson's personality traits, which are similar. Which ones are the well come from?
That's Callejas. I think it's Callejas, isn't it?
Yeah, we do shark, urchin, whale, and dolphin.
Is that Michael's?
Yeah, Michael and I.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
I would say you're a ruby, right? I mean, a ruby for us is like, I know you're an emerald, but I mean, for a Danny Johnson quadrant, you're like the ones that like the challenge, the ones that are very self-motivated and just, how would you explain them?
Yeah. My other question is, what's your favorite personal development book?
Okay. There's two things I would recommend. Oh, 3. I'm going to give you 3 things. These 3, I feel like are a must. Jared asked me once, do I have a coach? And I told him that Jim Rohn is my coach. The reason I go to Jim Rohn is because all the other coaches pull from Jim Rohn. All of them. It's all from the Jim Rohn tree. I've become a professor of Jim Rohn. Like an excavation scientist of Jim Rohn's philosophies. So I would say the best thing you could do for your business is listen to Challenge to Succeed 20 times. Listen to it 20 times. It's 4 hours long. Listen to it 20 times to start. Write down what you feel after your first time, your biggest nuggets, and then write down what you feel after your 20th time. 2 things it's going to take for you to listen to it 20 times. Number 1, priority. 2, commitment. 3, follow through. If you can do those 3 things, your business is going to improve. And the nuggets you're going to take along the way is going to change how you think. Second thing, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clayson.
Okay.
It's $5, but it's dynamite. It's like a gem. You want to talk about restructuring and becoming financially free and then being able to teach that simply? The Richest Man in Babylon. And the last one, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. Now, there are personal development books that we can read and like, oh yeah, that was good. But I'm telling you, those three, if you can really just dig in, tear them apart, put it back together, being able to recite it, being able to know it, being able to live it, those three things will change your life. And I'm curious, once you do, let me know who gets through it 20 times. I'm curious to see who's going to actually do it.
Okay. Now we'll post it as part of the recording as well, the 3 books and the requirements on the.
I've not heard of Challenge to Succeed. That I'm excited to read that.
Listen to it.
Listen.
Get the audio book.
Oh, it's an audio. It's not
an
a book.
audio.
Okay. Like his other one that's for network marketing. I've heard that a gazillion times, and I love.
Yeah, that's an hour. That to me, that is like Padawan learner.
Okay.
Okay.
This one is Jedi, and then after you do this one 20 times, there's another one that's like when you're a master Jedi on the council.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Awesome. Andre, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to sow into our top leaders. We really appreciate it. And definitely I'm going to get challenged to succeed. I had seen you guys post on that before. And we'll definitely post the names of the books too. The Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich. I've read Think and Grow Rich many, many times already. And I need to get Richest Man in Babylon. So those are definitely two priorities now in my my next personal growth and development plan. But Andre, again, your story is awesome. I love being your friend. Thank you for sewing into just not only us but so many teams, and just we really appreciate your time. And please let me know if there's any other calls I can do for your team. And look forward to growing with you here in the years to come.
Absolutely, man. I would love this recording so I could give it to my team as well.
Okay, for sure. It'll be done.
I appreciate
We'll get it done. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks again. This concludes today's training. And we will talk to you on next Wednesday for the next one. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I can't wait to hear about your success with USANA as you keep on growing. Talk to you later.